Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of One on One with Courtney Starks. I'm Courtney, and I thank you all for being here. The queen to the other side of the screen is none other than Tammy Townsend. Now, for everybody who knows me, for the last 5 seasons, I have said over and over again, I am going to have Tammy Townsend on the show. I'm going to have Tammy Townsend on the show. And we were joking last week, me and my publicist, we were like, hey, let's just reach out to the team of Tammy Townsend. We'll go for it, right? Why not? And the end of last week, I get a message like, hey, they agreed to do it. And literally, I am a grown man in this restaurant, squealing like a 5-year-old girl because this has finally happened. I am so happy to have you here, Tammy.
I'm happy to be here. See, you never know. This is a good lesson here.
Come on.
Go for it. Because you never know how God's going to open up stuff.
Come on, talk about them doors.
I need you just as much as you need me. Okay?
Oh, we are excited to have you. So for those of you who do not know, this is the great actress and singer Tammy Townsend. And right now she is starring in BET's new series, Average Joe. But I just wanted to stare at you for 5 seconds because I couldn't believe this is happening. You know what I mean? But yes, thank you once again. So how are you? How have you been? What's been going on?
Listen, I've been good. I mean, we shot Average Joe in Atlanta. And baby, I got back in February. I have not stopped. It's been nonstop, like PR, pushing it, doing photo shoots so we can get the word out. I'm exhausted.
So how has the break felt from finalizing the show, finishing it, and pushing it out?
There ain't been no break. It's not been a break. It's just been adjustment. You know what I mean? So, yes. I mean, to just kind of expand on what you were saying, you're right. The shoot was probably one of the hardest shoots I have ever done in my life. A lot of night shoots, a lot of early morning shoots. Towards the end of the show, I lost my voice.
Oh my God!
It was a lot of stuff happening. So, God. It was just getting back here and adjusting to my own life, and then having to, now start to advertise for the show and do PR for the show.
Yes.
So it hasn't been. I'm going on a vacation here.
Let them know it's time. It's time. So let's talk a little bit about this show. So for those of you who do not know, it is starring another comedic genius, Dion Cole, and I had the pleasure of I want to say recently, of interviewing your on-screen daughter, Ashley Olivia Fisher, who spoke so highly of you, by the way. She had nothing but amazing things to say about you. And she mentioned just you being the mama, like really the mama on set. And I'm like, okay, now I feel it. I see it. I understand it. It makes sense.
Well, wait a minute. I hope the sexy mama and the youthful mama.
Sexy mama, let her know.
No, okay. I see that mama.
So what was it like originally getting the script and reading it? What were your thoughts when you first got this script in hand for Average Joe?
Well, when I first got the script from BET Plus, I of course I read it and I thought, oh my God, like everything just popped off the page. Like I could visualize everything. The writing was so great. And I'm like, if they get half of an actor to do this show's gonna be a hit, because it just was there. You know what I mean? All the substance was there. The intrigue, the suspense, the murder, the real drama, the comedy in it, like, and how they all intermingled all those things it was beyond me. But they did it. Rob Cullen, that's our executive producer and creator. Sir, hands off.
I got an opportunity to see the first 4 episodes of the show. And for you, what was it like having to encompass your character, Angela Washington? What was she like?
Well, she's one of these women who's like salt of the earth. She's a woman that's all about family. She would do anything for her family, even compromising maybe some of her morals.
Integrity.
Integrity, all of that stuff. So, and then she has now that the 4 episodes have been out, you know that she has like really severe arthritis.
Oh, mm-hmm.
So I had to learn all about that. And this is based on Rob Cullen,
Yes.
our executive producers. His real life is based on, you know, his real life. So I had to ask him a bunch of questions, do my own research. So yeah, it was something.
And what was it like off screen, right? Because this is a dark humor, everybody, but offset, I can only imagine giggles and laughter because Dion Cole is a nut. So how is it encompassing everything all in one and then having to shoot and be on set, be on screen and doing all of these things?
Well, Dion is like, he tells great stories. I mean, that's what comedians do, but the way he tells them, it's always like a twist or a turn at the end. And I'm always wondering what the hell is going on in this man? Because it's always something. So we would all, like, we was gathering around a campfire or something, listen to everything that he would say. He has a million and one stories. But also my co-stars, you know, Cynthia K. McWilliams and Malcolm. He's also a comedian. These guys, they're just not only phenomenal actors, but funny in real life too.
Yeah. When we think about dark comedy, right? What does that even look like? Because people were questioning in the comments last time, like, what is a dark comedy? What does that even mean? And Ashley did a great job explaining it. So for you, what do you feel what does that kind of put together? What does that look like?
Well, I mean, I think our show is, you know, doing a great job at defining it. And in fact, it's probably defining its own kind of genre,
right?
Own sense of its own lane. But I think for me, I just call it a dark dramedy. That's the best way to me, because it really does, like, we go super, super heavy. We got some really heavy, and they have folks who are already caught up, and we're about to drop another episode soon. Y'all are gonna see it even goes darker, and it even gets funnier, and you feel guilty about the stuff that you laugh about.
Right. Yes.
You know what I mean? But it's just, you can't help yourself.
When you think about themes, right? And I think this show, even in the first 4 episodes, you can see a lot of themes revolving around family and family relationships and friendships. For you, how far will they go for one another in these themes, this theme-based show?
They go pretty far. It changes without giving up any more story. It literally changes how we begin. All the characters change from beginning to the very end. You know, they are stretched beyond their, you know, their comfortability, and even some of the characters that you know are they gonna go for it, even they get messed up. So you can never predict the show. That's the thing. You think it's going one way, and you make a hard right, and baby, you off on a whole nother road. So.
Like, how do we wait? Didn't we just?
Exactly. I have friends who call me, and they're cussing me out. Like, you need to tell me what's happening next.
Come on. So when we think about uniqueness, I was wondering, every time I watch a show, the first thing I always say is, what does this remind me of? Because we're in a culture right now, you can attest to this, where a lot of times things are filmed and it's a reminiscent of a show that was shot back in the 70s or the 80s. But as I watched, I'm like, wait, this does not remind me of any other show that I've ever watched. So how do you feel the show was more unique than other dark dramedies?
Well, I actually do think the show is kind of in the same vein as an Ozark, and that's with Jason Bateman, and it has it, but we just have a little bit more comedy, because if you look at the show, there's some remnants of characters like, oh, I can see that, but the difference is it's Black folks.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? It's the Black folks, and I don't think we've ever seen. I can't remember, you know, and I'm kind of, you know, I'm kind of long in the tooth, so a little bit. So I have never seen anything like this before coming from the African American community, and I think that's where it's unique.
Yeah. You know, I was wondering, and I've seen you in a bunch of movies. We can go back from Days of Our Lives to you playing Casey Undercover, right? what is a role that you feel like you have not played yet that you would like to?
I would love to play. I would love to be in an action film.
Mm,
Now, see, that's a lot of people don't know about me. You know what I
mm,
mean? I am, when it comes to like anything adventurous, anything, trying anything new,
yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
Come
I am
on.
not afraid of that. And I love all the Laura Croft movies. I mean,
Yes.
I would love to be, you know, in a James Bond movie.
Come
That is
on.
something that I would like to, yes. And
I
folks
would
don't
not.
know about me. They look, oh, cute. I got a
Oh,
whole other side over here.
oh, that would be amazing. Could you see yourself in a Marvel or DC?
Absolutely.
I could see this.
Absolutely.
I
What?
could. I
Yes.
I could definitely see this. So with all of these things going on with the striking, and things of that nature, how does that affect the show?
Well, that's why we're trying to get it on all our PR today, because if we do officially strike tonight at midnight, we're not
Yeah.
allowed to it's frowned upon
Yeah.
to, promote our show or promote anything that, we're doing that's been scripted. So, and I'm
Hmm.
all in solidarity for the writers and everything, because the last thing that we all are talking about with this thing is artificial intelligence.
Yes.
It's the AI situation, and we all want to make sure that we're all protected in the future, and our
Hmm.
legacy, and our people, that our family that's comes after us. That
Yeah.
they can always continue to get a piece of our work.
Of what
You know
you
what I'm
work
saying?
for, right? And it's so
See,
amazing that you mentioned that. I interviewed a young lady, I was it 3 weeks ago, and she was talking about AI. And now I don't know about none of that. As young as I think I am, don't give me nothing to do with AI because I get real stupid, right? And for you, you mentioned this now about the future and what that looks like when it comes to AI. Do you feel like we're in the age right now where things of AI are going to take the jobs that we've now had to work so hard to audition for and to study for, and what does that even look like?
well, that means like, for the writers, if say if I want to write, and this is available now. Say if I want to write a script on apples or something.
Yeah.
Anybody in the world, or in the United States, that has written anything about apples, they're pulling from that. So they're
Mm,
piecemealing these things together. That's
yeah.
not fair. Nobody getting no credit for that.
Right.
Or for me, they can scan me, scan you, and put us in front of selling Doritos or selling, they can keep us at a certain age and say anything out of our mouths
Mm,
that we don't approve of. So it's
yeah.
a lot of things like that that are that's the basic kind of like breakdown
Yeah.
of it. So it's just
Yeah.
the protection of our image and the
Hmm.
protection of our work.
Right. And fighting for all of the things that you have done. Because like
Absolutely.
I
And
didn't get.
also our coin.
Come on. Come on.
Okay, so a lot of they're cutting down a lot of the writers' rooms, and where they typically have like 5 to 6 people, more sometimes, that contribute to an episode or movies or whatever, and they need to they're cutting all of that down because they don't really need it if they have AI. They can
Right.
cut it down to one person. That means no jobs.
Mm. And especially
And
when
for
it comes.
us, if they can
Right.
scan the body and get us for like $2 an hour, then you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Here we
Right.
go.
Come on. So it all kind of goes back to what we're worth and what we're definitely not going to allow. And
Hello.
yeah,
Hello.
I definitely I understand that. For you right now, I know you have been in this game for so long, and I wish you were in this interview with me with Ashley because there was so much that I wanted to ask you. But what do you tell young women right now who are aspiring to want to do this, right? In this world where you're talking about AI, in this world where we're talking about worth and understanding our power here, what do you tell young girls?
Well, the first thing I would say is you need to align yourself with somebody, a mentor that's been in this business a little bit, so they can kind of walk you through the potential pitfalls. And
Yeah.
then the second thing I would say is to hold on to who you are, to never change for anybody else, because your uniqueness is the thing that will propel yourself forward. It makes you, it is the thing that nobody else has. And when they come to you, it's the only thing you can produce. So, and the next thing I would say is, this business is a cold business.
Come on.
It's cold, and you can't be no punk in this. So to me, if you don't have something that you believe in, I'm a Christian, you need to believe in, have some kind of strong faith, or a small community of folks that hold you up, support you, love on you, and help to kind of your growth, and that you can like really trust in. Because if you don't have that, I have seen some of the most talented actors come here and turn around completely defeated, and you never hear from them again.
Yeah.
Because people say all the time that like New York, that's a hard city, and blah blah blah. LA is, because it gets in here. It gets in here.
Yeah.
You ain't got that base, you're done. You're done.
Come on. I love that you mentioned faith, right? Like, I am a Christian, die hard. Jesus and I rock. You know what I mean? Like, that's my best friend. So I definitely understand what you're talking about having faith, and then being in LA. So you're from LA, and having to grow up in this, and then being in this industry and starting off your career, and even being here. We all know life is lifing. And like you were saying, sometimes you feel defeated. So what do you tell your younger self now that you are here?
Trust the process. Really trust God. He has you. It may seem like there are times where, you have these lulls in your career where you're not working. You don't know if you're ever going to work again. He's always behind the scenes doing something. So for you, stay constantly prepared. Get yourself in a class. Get yourself in some kind of play. Start creating your own stuff. It's always something you can be doing while God is in the details, working it out.
Come on. So
I don't know why I'm pointing back here.
Because he there. He right there. So when you think of all of the people that are attributed to your success, because I hate when people say, I did this by myself. No, you didn't. You didn't. When you think about all of the people that are attributed to your success, who is one person you could thank, and what would you say to them?
It would be my mother. My mother was the first person to believe without a shadow of a doubt. Because my dad is like a really practical man.
Yeah.
And he's like, what you doing running after this stuff for? What's going on? She need to go to college and get a regular job. Yeah. But my mom, because she grew up in like a rural part of Texas, was very racist at the time. She had a creative bug in her, and she was never allowed to express it. And so something that I wanted to do, she was all gung-ho for it. Yeah. So, and I thank my mother all the time. Thank you for believing in me first, and putting, half your life into mine to make sure I got a good start.
Come on.
I probably owe my mama some more money.
It's not the Zelle. Come on, send the Zelle over. Just send it over. So what do you have coming up next besides more episodes of Average Joe that we can support, and how can people follow you and stay in touch?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm Tammy Townsend 10, and on Twitter. And I think I'm Tammy Townsend 10 on
You better be on Threads, because it's the thing now.
I know. I need to get, and I'm so I'm gonna get on Threads too. But yeah, that's those are my handles. But I right now I'm not doing anything because we're not supposed to be doing nothing. So right. Yeah. So I'm not gonna incriminate. But Courtney, if you want to call me later, let me know.
Let's talk.
We can't do nothing on a camera. So.
Oh my God, Tammy, it has been amazing. Thank you so much for taking this time out. Everybody, please make sure that you're following Tammy Townsend on all socials, because I said so. That's it. No other reason. And that you are tuning into BET Plus Average Joe, which is now premiered. So please make sure you are tapping in. And thank you once again, everybody, for watching another episode of One on One with Courtney Starks. I am Courtney, and I love you for watching. Have a good one and be safe.